If you're more of a visual learner, check us out on YouTube where we draw out details of the PMP exam. Find us at PM Notebooks and subscribe. The link is also in the details of this podcast. This is the PMP in the Snap. Sneak in a quick lesson into your busy schedule so you can pass that exam. Let's snap in. Hey there, project management pros and aspiring PMP warriors. Welcome back to PMP in the Snap, the podcast that keeps your project management goals on track, one bite-sized episode at a time. I'm your host, Kaye B, and today we're diving into something a little spicy. 5 reasons you're not ready to take the PMP exam. Yep, we're going there. But don't worry, this is not about judgment. It's about preparation. Because the last thing you want to do is sit down for the exam, flip through the first few questions, and think, what have I done? Alright, let's jump in, shall we? Number 1, you don't have enough experience. Let's start with the most obvious one. The PMP isn't like any other certification. It's the Mount Everest of project management credentials. PMI expects you to have actual roll-up-your-sleeves project management experience. This means 36 months of experience, or if you have a 4-year degree, or 60 months if you don't have a 4-year degree. If your experience looks more like sitting in one meeting and nodding along, you may want to hold off until you lead some real projects. Trust me, PMI will know. Number 2, you're still thinking about studying. You bought the PMBOK guide, you downloaded some flashy apps, and maybe even Googled PMP tips, but have you actually cracked open the material? If your study routine is more Pinterest board than project plan, you're not quite there yet. The PMP is not a test you could wing. This is not your college cram and pray session. You need a game plan, a schedule, and most importantly, commitment. By the way, we do have a PMP study guide for you. Go to pmnotebooks.com to download your free copy. Number 3, practice tests are wrecking you. Here's the thing. Mock exams are the prep truth tellers. If your scores look more like oops than awesome, you got some work to do. The PMP exam is less about what you know and more about how you think. It's designated to trip you up with situational questions. So if you're struggling with practice tests, that's your sign to buckle down and fine-tune those problem-solving skills. Number 4, you're not familiar with Agile. Gone are the days when the PMP was all about predictive water-style project management. Agile and hybrid approaches are all over that exam now. If the word Scrum makes you think of rugby, or even worse, you never heard of it, you got some serious catching up to do. The modern project manager needs to know how to flex between methodologies. And finally, number 5, you haven't made it a priority. Here's the hard truth. If your PMP prep is constantly getting bumped for other urgent tasks, you're not ready. Studying for the PMP requires focus, dedication, and yes, some sacrifices. Ask yourself, is this certification something you really want or just a shiny goal on your professional bucket list? If it's the latter, it may be time to revisit your motivations. So, those are your 5 biggies. You don't have enough experience, you're more thinking than studying, your practice tests are your kryptonite, Agile's a foreign language to you, and you haven't made it a priority. If this all sounds familiar, don't stress. These are fixable. The beauty of the PMP is that it's all about preparation. If you're not ready now, that's okay. Take the time to get ready, and when you do, you'll feel like a total rock star. That's it for today's episode of PMP in the Snap. If you love this, hit the subscribe button and leave a review. I would love to hear from you. And hey, if you're not ready for that PMP yet, no shame. Stick with me and we'll get you there. And if you're ready for the exam, go get them. And for an extra boost, we do have a PMP interactive course for you to help you pass that exam. You hear that? It's interactive, so you're not sitting through PowerPoints. Go to pmnotebooks.com to learn more. Are you finding it hard to track what you need to focus on for the PMP? we got just the thing for you. Go to pmnotebooks.com and sign up to get a free PMP study planner. This planner is created to help you map out your attack on the exam so you can pass it on the first time. In addition, you'll get some bonus tips about the exam. The link is also in the podcast description.